Hello again from the Cannon Academy. We are a homeschool and I'm a homeschool grandmother. I wanted to go over some different types of workbooks that you can get. Most of these I have bought online or half-price books, or I've bought them at yard sales. Now the first one I'm going to show you I bought at a yard sale, and it is Open Court Reading, a Reading and Writing Workbook, Book 1. Now, of course, if you were in a grade school, you would have the reading book and things like that to go with it. In the table of contents, it says it goes over, like in Unit 1, they do letter A and B, then they have C and D, and then E, F, and G are one lesson, and so forth and so on. Then in Unit 2, they go to the different sounds some of the letters make, synonyms, capitalization, opposites, and things like that, learning how to do plurals, verbs, position words, and stuff like that. How to draw conclusions and use in punctuation. In the next unit, they build on those and they add in the digraphs and the final blends for the words and controlled vowels. And Unit 4, they do go on to use the rest of the consonants and things. And then throughout the book, they're going to learn about the homophones and the rhyming words and how to compare and contrast, things like that, and classify quotation marks and so forth. Now, it's pretty good even without having a book or a teacher's manual or another book to go with it. And I have used a few of these pages, just not a lot of them. This would be a writing page for, of course, the letters E, F, and G. And of course they have the little dotted lines to show them the halfway marks and things like that. Also in this book, it has pages like this, where it says, I nap on A, and they look at the picture, and over here are two words to choose from, ham or mat. Now, if your child is already learning to print, they could circle the word that's the right word, in this case it would be mat, and then they could copy it over here, and when they're done, I would have them mark it out to show that they used that word. If they cannot write, it's perfectly okay if they can make a line to draw a line from the correct word. Still, another way that you can do this is run a copy of this, or run a copy of this strip, or print it out on little small pieces of paper. Like the computer labels that I mentioned in another video, you could take those, turn them long ways, and put this whole list of words on like 2 or 3 of those, and then cut through a little bit, and then the child could pick out the one that had mat on it and take it off and stick it there. So those are several different ways you can do it, or they can glue and stick it, whatever. Then like this is an opposite. So this hippo is facing front, this one is backwards, the cat is on the table, the cat is off the table, the blocks are stacked, now they're not stacked, or yeah, the elephant's big, the mouse is small. I mean, these are things that you as an adult can figure out on your own and have them do it. If you can't figure out a page, skip it. Sometimes you'll get lucky and there'll be answers in the back, sometimes not. This particular one here is a page for grammar, where they take dates and things and they have to put the commas and the punctuation in correctly. That would be easy enough to figure out. Now these books, you can find these about anywhere for all the grades, at least up through 6th. You might get lucky and find them through 8th grade. I like them too. They're similar to Brain Quest and all those. They're really colorful. This one's got progressive nouns and things. This is for 3rd and 4th grade, so this is a little more complicated. You could actually choose to make these like spelling words or something, because they do say spelled in there. So you could come up with spelling lessons. They have colorful math pages, explanations on how to do things when it's a new skill. And the nice thing about these, and it has multiplication and division in it, and the nice thing about these is if you get it all in one book, and you need to run an errand, but you want them to do school, they can take it in the car with them. Now you can also take books, like this is a question and answer book. This one particularly covers Earth and space, science, nature, prehistoric life, the human body, and history. And it's old, but still useful. And no one has written in it, and it has all this information children can read through. So you can pick a page and read through it, discuss it, and things like that. Now I don't see offhand, this is my first time actually looking through this book, because I've had littles for a while. I don't actually see a lot of question pages in it, other than that ask a question at the beginning of each paragraph. And so then by reading that paragraph you would find the information on it. And like here's a picture with the brain, things like that. Now, some of these books, this is United States history, complete United States history. You could read some of this even to small children. You could put it in their language. You can read it and have all of your children, if you have more than one grade level, listen. And then they could ask questions at their level and stuff and answer those. And do different assignments for those. Even small children can learn to read a map. I've been teaching the two little ones. Like I said, the youngest one will be 3 in July, and the other one won't be 5 until November. But I've taught them about the compass rose. We've talked about North America and different continents and things like that. So they kind of pick up on some of that and can do it. They understand that we live in the United States and state of Indiana, and that it's North America and that we're on the planet Earth. I mean, just keep it simple for the little ones, and then for the older ones, expand on it. And like for instance, for your older ones, it has question pages, show what you know. And this particular one is about Thomas Jefferson, and has like 10 questions, and then there's like a paragraph or an essay. So that's pretty good. Now I bought this one when I was teaching a 6th grader, because I needed something with grammar in it, and all of my grammar books seemed to be a little more complicated than what she was able to handle. But she could handle small grammar assignments, especially if they were fun. Like this one is about prepositions, and it tells how to use them. It gives you a list of common prepositions, what to look out for. That will help you decide which one is a preposition, how to pick it out. You read this and pick out the prepositions. Over here you fill them in, the blanks with prepositions, and here you follow the prepositions to find a path from the word from, and you start to finish and get through it. So there may be words in here that are not prepositions, and they have to decide that. They have things that tell how to make a good sentence and stuff. Types of sentences, the examples, and you do a sentence spotter assignment. Subject and predicate. They mix and match the zebra tails. It says herds of zebras, and then over here you have to come up with an ending that makes sense for the sentence. So she really liked that. And Time for Kids is really good. They have a lot of really nice things. Now this one I have not really looked at, but upon opening it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be using this. Now it says Grade 1 Big Book of Skill Builders, and it looks like this. I picked it up at a Christie's auction where they were doing a closeout from an educational store, and I got it for $1. And this book is normally $29.99. I got it for $1. Here is one of the pages. Now, if I color these crayons in, where they say red, blue, green, yellow, and orange, and I explain to my two littles that if we hear a H or H sound at the beginning of a word, we're going to color it red. And then we would say these. I would go, what is this? And they would tell me it's a moon. And I would say, how does moon sound at the beginning? Does it go H? And they'd probably go, no, I said, does it go and they say yes. I said, do we have an M? Yes, M makes Let's color that orange. Oh yeah, I like this. There's a lot of those. Then for older kids, we're back to filling in the blank, and they give them choices on which word fits. There is a blank of soup left. Is it lots or like? You know, if they're little, I might just have them put a circle around the good word and draw a line to it. I might print them out on a sticker and let them stick a sticker there. I might print it out on little square pieces of paper, have them use a glue stick and glue it. If they can print, I would have them circle the word they want to do and have them copy it. So again, this is for first grade. It has number munching. This one is teaching like greater than and less than. And I always call these things Pac-Man. And Pac-Man always eats the big number. Always. Even if 3 is less than 7, because 7 is the big number, so Pac-Man's going to eat that big number because Pac-Man's hungry. So little things like that, and it covers many, and it does have answer keys through the book, so that's nice. Here, yeah, it has a few holidays. It has about me pages and things like that. Cut and paste. Now for your older kids, I found this online for cheap. Algebra and geometry. I wished I'd had it when my daughter was taking. It has very useful information on how to do things and stuff, and walks them through it. Now I do have a demystified pre-algebra book, which I dearly love, and I would suggest doing that first and then jumping into something like this. And if this doesn't work, see if you can find the demystified algebra and stuff. When you have workbooks like this, you haven't spent a whole lot of money, and so it's easy to stop using them, find something else and do it. Now, you can find these. If you can't find them in an educational store, they have them on eBay and things. I love these books. They have math, reading comprehension, English, and writing. And what I like about them is they have these pages. They're short. No matter the age of your child, they can read this short little bit and answer questions. Now for the younger kids, they have workbooks like this. They have 2 or 3 lines in a paragraph, and then they have 1 or 2 questions, and it's in a way that they can answer them and stuff. So these are great. They cover indirect objects, direct objects, parts of speech, things like that. Writing summaries, personification, rhyming words, editing. I mean, everything they're going to learn in 5 or 6 different textbooks, it's in here. This is a complete book. Your whole year in one book. Now this solar system, you could use this for several different ages. It says grades 1 to 3. Okay, I know that I have another copy that's for older kids, but again, it's fairly simple. And each one of these books, as you get into an older book, gives you a little more information. And if you had an older child and you had this book, they could still work these pages, but then you could have them look up something else and expand on it and stuff for more work. And I just bought this at that same auction. No, I didn't. I bought it at Half Price Books at clearance for $2. $2. This is probably like a $40 book. It's Geography of the Continents. Let me see if I can find a page that actually has maps on them and things. So on one page you have the map, and on the other page you have the things you're supposed to do with this map and stuff. I would say this is probably doable for, it says intermediate, which is probably like middle school. But I would say an advanced 4th or 5th grader could do it. And real quick, I'm running out of time. Life Science, I love these books. The pages are simple, self-explanatory. There's words at the bottom, and they fill in the blanks. So again, from Cannon Academy, I hope you found this informative. Please like and subscribe below. and share it with your friends. Thank you, and enjoy your journey through homeschooling. Bye.